All talk, persecuted.
Speckled on the beat, homie.
Okay. Bro, this is gonna be good.
If your identity's vague, Paul hit the stage rock. Devil all talk, persecuted cause I claim the rock. Wonder why I'm in the word cause I got talk. I got show like shock, my last name Lockett. Switch up the flow, I stay locked in. Hammer it out like a locksmith. Remember it's God that I talk with. Cooler the day while we chopping. The world gave me limits, I was praying for Lulu. Hit the gym and now I'm brawling, flexing like you do. Call up the fam, not the gram, flesh a killer man. Exhale again and excel, but I'll make a dream. Sprinting in this race, I'm off-road, a forerunner. Yeah, I lead the pack, a trailblazer, forerunner. Jesus, he was whipped, a lamb, not a Mustang. Fill me with your spirit like Father, that's a Mustang. I tried it all, cried it all, broke through with pride and all. Low-key, I was messy, backstory like all in all. Left the pride, now abide, life of Christ I'm crucified. Trusting Abba Father, his son, he fully glorified. Because they miss a date, they fresh up with makeup. Put it on the bag of Boaz, ain't no foundation. Ruthless, they keep talking, but it's just the reputation. Listening to Abba, yeah, that's the situation. Boy, I'm in this beat like the heat out of February. Lord flips some tables out of zeal for his sanctuary. From the 806, but I'll bump it to some 808s. Picking up the phone like he's calling, he ain't never late. Looking in the mirror, I see him, I see Christ reign. Switching lanes, he's my turn, signal I can swerve the fake. Curses break, watch how I'm redeemed like how the trouble sang. He done split the Red Sea to part of me, how it's meant to be. Like Olaf, I'll smile, they want the smoke. Had Big Bo revile, UV in the atmosphere, I'm trusting what I can't see. Yeah, he saved me happily, redeemed, I'm living free. Faith, speaking in tongues, I Babylon as they listen. Christ annihilated my Babylon, I don't miss it. Gave me opportunities to trust him, I took it. A trip to Zimbabwe, abroad, they book it. I'm content with Jorah, my baby. From 05, we swerve safe and save lives. Any tribe, such a vibe. Teach, called me Aggie back in middle school, she prophesied. Now I'm living for divine abide. Glorified, I tried it all, cried it all, broke through with pride and all. Father, Son, and Spirit, God really is all in all, knocking on the door. Yeah, you hear the call, group chat blowing up on the court, finna ball.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Speckled on the beat, homie.
Okay. Bro, this is gonna be good.
If your identity's vague, Paul hit the stage rock. Devil all talk, persecuted cause I claim the rock. Wonder why I'm in the word cause I got talk. I got show like shock, my last name Lockett. Switch up the flow, I stay locked in. Hammer it out like a locksmith. Remember it's God God that I talk with. Cooler the day while we chopping. The world gave me limits, I was praying for Lulu. Hit the gym and now I'm brawling, flexing like you do. Call up the fam, not the gram, flesh a killer man. Exhale again and excel, but I'll make a dream. Sprinting in this race, I'm off-road, a forerunner. Yeah, I lead the pack, a trailblazer, forerunner. Jesus, he was whipped a lamb, not a Mustang. Fill me with your spirit like Father, that's a Mustang. I tried it all, cried it all, broke through with pride and all. Low-key, I was messy, backstory like all in all. Left the pride, now abide life of Christ, I'm crucified. Trusting Abba, Father, His Son, He fully glorified. Because they miss a date, they fresh up with makeup. Put it on the bag of Boaz, ain't no foundation. Ruthless, they keep talking, but it's just the reputation. Listening to Abba, yeah, that's the situation. Boy, I'm in this beat like the heat out of February. Lord flips some tables out of zeal for His sanctuary. From the 806, but I'll bump it to some 808s. Picking up the phone like He's calling, He ain't never late. Looking in the mirror, I see Him, I see Christ reign. Switching lanes, He's my turn signal, I can swerve the fake. Curses break, watch how I'm redeemed like how the troubles sang. He done split the Red Sea to part of me, how it's meant to be. Like Olaf, I'll smile, they want the smoke. Had Big Bo reviled, UV in the atmosphere, I'm trusting what I can't see. Yeah, He saved me happily, redeemed, I'm living free. Faith, speaking in tongues, I Babylon as they listen. Christ annihilated my Babylon, I don't miss it. Gave me opportunities to trust Him, I took it. A trip to Zimbabwe, abroad, they book it. I'm content with Jorah, my baby. From 05, we swerve safe and save lives. Indian tribe, such a vibe. Teach, called me Aggie back in middle school, she prophesied. Now I'm living for divine abide. Glorified, I tried it all, cried it all, broke through with pride and all. Father, Son, and Spirit, God really is all in all, knocking on the door. Yeah, you hear the call, group chat blowing up on the court, finna ball.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Speckled on the beat, homie.
Okay. Bro, this is gonna be good.
If your identity's vague, Paul hit the stage right. Devil all talk, persecuted cause I claim the rock. Wonder why I'm in the word, cause I got talk, I got show like shock. My last name Lockett, switch up the flow, I stay locked in. Hammer it out like a locksmith. Remember it's God that I talk with. Cooler the day while we chopping. The world gave me limits, I was praying for Lulu. Hit the gym and now I'm brawling, flexing like you do. Call up the fam, not the gram, flesh a killer man. Exhale again and excel, but I'll make a dream. Sprinting in this race, I'm off-road, a forerunner. Yeah, I lead the pack, a trailblazer, forerunner. Jesus, he was whipped a lamb, not a Mustang. Fill me with your spirit like Father, that's a Mustang. I tried it all, cried it all, broke through with pride and all. Low-key, I was messy, backstory like all in all. Left the pride, now abide life of Christ, I'm crucified. Trusting Abba, Father, His Son, He fully glorified. Cause they miss a date, they fresh up with makeup. Put it on the bag of Boaz, ain't no foundation. Ruthless, they keep talking, but it's just the reputation. Listening to Abba, yeah, that's the situation. Boy, I'm in this beat like the heat out of February. Lord flips some tables out of zeal for His sanctuary. From the 806, but I'll bump it to some 808s. Picking up the phone like He's calling, He ain't never late. Looking in the mirror, I see Him, I see Christ reign. Switching lanes, He's my turn signal, I can swerve the fake. Curses break, watch how I'm redeemed like how the troubles sang. He done split the Red Sea to part of me, how it's meant to be. Like Olaf, I'll smile, they want the smoke. Had Big Bo reviled, UV in the atmosphere, I'm trusting what I can't see. Yeah, He saved me happily, redeemed, I'm living free. Faith, speaking in tongues, I Babylon as they listen. Christ annihilated my Babylon, I don't miss it. Gave me opportunities to trust Him, I took it. A trip to Zimbabwe, abroad, they book it. I'm content with Jorah, my baby. From 05, we swerve safe and save lives. Indian tribe, such a vibe. Teach, called me Aggie back in middle school, she prophesied. Now I'm living for divine abide. Glorified, I tried it all, cried it all, broke through with pride and all. Father, Son, and Spirit, God really is all in all, knocking on the door. Yeah, you hear the call, group chat blowing up on the court, finna ball.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Speckled on the beat, homie.
Okay. Bro, this is gonna be good.
If your identity's vague, Paul hit the stage right. Devil all talk, persecuted cause I claim the rock. Wonder why I'm in the word, cause I got talk, I got show like shock. My last name Lockett, switch up the flow, I stay locked in. Hammer it out like a locksmith. Remember it's God that I talk with. Cooler the day while we chopping. The world gave me limits, I was praying for Lulu. Hit the gym and now I'm brawling, flexing like you do. Call up the fam, not the gram, flesh a killer man. Exhale again and excel, but I'll make a dream. Sprinting in this race, I'm off-road, a forerunner. Yeah, I lead the pack, a trailblazer, forerunner. Jesus, he was whipped a lamb, not a Mustang. Fill me with your spirit like Father, that's a Mustang. I tried it all, cried it all, broke through with pride and all. Low-key, I was messy, backstory like all in all. Left the pride, now I abide life of Christ, I'm crucified. Trusting Abba Father, his son, he fully glorified. Because they miss a date, they fresh up with makeup. Put it on the bag of Boaz, ain't no foundation. Ruthless, they keep talking, but it's just the reputation. Listening to Abba, yeah, that's the situation. Boy, I'm in this beat like the heat out of February. Lord flips some tables out of zeal for his sanctuary. From the 806, but I'll bump it to some 808s. Picking up the phone like he's calling, he ain't never late. Looking in the mirror, I see him, I see Christ reign. Switching lanes, he's my turn, signal I can swerve the fake. Curses break, watch how I'm redeemed like how the trouble sang. He done split the Red Sea to part of me, how it's meant to be. Like Olaf, I'll smile, they want the smoke.
Okay, there we go. What's up, gang? I don't think anybody's here at the moment, but probably just gonna go ahead and get right into it. Got a bit on the agenda for today. So, for those of you who watched the previous 2 live streams, or like either live or went back and watched the VOD, I made an original track from scratch on stream. I opted not to mix and master it live on stream, because I feel like that would just be kind of hokey anyways. And instead I did that off stream, and mixing and mastering is done. And I'm gonna break down what I did, and then after we're done with that, as I'm sure you can see in the title, we're gonna have some. So let's get into it. Just let me make sure the audio is working properly. Yep, we should be all good on that front. This is mastered, so it's probably going to be a bit loud. What I'll probably do is I'll probably just put a utility on the end of this. Or wait, there is already a utility. I'm just going to turn this down, probably like 6 decibels. And that should hopefully put it at a better volume for you guys. So, here's what the full mixed and master track sounds like. And let me pull up Wave Observer. Actually, I want to put that before the utility so it looks fat. So that's the full track. And now to break down what all I did between the last stream and this stream. So I did make a few little changes to the arrangement. Well, not the arrangement, but to like some of the sounds and stuff. But for the most part, it was really just mixing and mastering. And as you see, we've got quite a bit here. So, well, let's see here. So, I guess let's break this down section by section. So, we have... Okay. Might as well just look through each bit of each section of instruments individually, I suppose. So, first off, the kick and the snare. What did I do here? So, I did change the kick. Oh, okay, right. So I did change the kick. So, formerly I was using this kick here, which this is usually my favorite kick ever. What's up, Jeff? Thanks for coming in, man. So this is like one of my favorite kick drums of all time, but it's just a little too much for this track. So when I'm mixing and mastering, I usually mix and master mostly on these. I do also like to check my mix and master on some other speaker systems. I've got a little Bluetooth speaker. I like to check it on my car. And this kick drum was coming through just a little too much on those systems. And so I opted to use a softer kick instead. So this kick drum here, it's very thumpy, but it's very crunchy too. And so instead we're using this. It's a bit softer, but still has that nice hard transient because of the processing that I'm putting on it here. First thing I'm doing is I'm just distorting it a little bit, and then just basically hard clipping it. Then transient shaper to make it a little bit more punchy, and then a clipper to cut that transient off. So if I hit the kick, you can see how the very tip of the kick is being snapped off. And so it's still like a flat shape, but because of that, you still have that harder transient. I did also automate the volume of this kick between the full drop sections and these sort of lower sections here. You can see it drops down like a decibel, and that's because I felt like the kick, there's not as much going on in those lower sections, and so the kick was coming through a little too much at the volume that it was at, and so I thought to just bring it back just a little bit so it's not quite as in your face in these lower sections. The snare is literally, I did nothing. I know I cut the low end, but... Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. The snare. This snare I did do some stuff. So, but nothing new. You know, I had already cut the lows, I already put some reverb on it. Nothing new done there. I think the same is pretty true with the rest of the drums, pretty much. On this snare, which I used in the trappier sections, as you can see, I did boost the fundamental of the snare just a little bit, which gives it a bit more of that, like, ooh, tone to it. But, oh, this is one thing that's actually worth talking about. So also in the trappy sections, if we look at the drum pattern here, you can see that there are two copies of the same kick. I'm using one sometimes and the other time, and you might be like, well, if they're the same kick, what's different? The only difference between the two kicks is one of them is just the standard kick, and the other one I flipped the phase of the kick. And the reason why I did that, let me grab the 808 as well as our kick and snare group here, and let me pull up the wave observer. So what I've got on the kick, so on the 808, there's a sidechain plugin, Duck. I love Duck so much. And it's sidechaining 808 to this kick. And so whenever the kick hits, the 808 gets ducked. But there's still a little bit of, let me see here. Actually, I could probably just pull up the, yeah, there we go. So you can see here's the waveform of the kick, and here's the waveform of the 808. Now, obviously, that's not exactly like I'm turning down the 808 a lot on the out of this, but you can see that the kick is pretty contained here, and the 808 stays out of the kicks area, except for just a tiny bit of overlap right here. And it probably doesn't mean anything, but when I had the two kicks the same phase, I noticed that these sort of tails that are right in between where the kick and the 808 are, that little sort of transition period, was different between the two. And I tried flipping the phase on certain notes of the 808. So like you'll notice it looks pretty similar, but before that was not the case. And so that's why I'm using that one kick on certain notes to try and avoid any issues there. Although I'm not sure that really did much, but I don't think it made it worse. So that's the kick and snare group. Cymbals. What do we got here? So we have just a simple closed hi-hat with some auto pan to give it a bit of stereo movement. So if I play that, hear how it's sort of creeping around. Pretty basic hi-hat pattern too, I think. Yeah, just a little fill right there. And then at the end here, we got this cowbell. For the hi-hat, I'm just cutting all of the low end. We don't really need it. It's a hi-hat. We're really caring about the high content. And then in the trappy sections, I am turning it down a bit, as you can see with the utility. Trick I learned from Andrew Huang, use separate volume control. Instead of the channel volume here, like use a utility for automated volume control. So you still have the channel volume free to do overall volume control. For the cowbell, I'm just cutting the low end again. That's something you'll see me doing a lot. And I have this automated panning here, which you can see shows up in the trappy sections. And that's just so that the cowbell is like hard left and then it's hard right. It just gives it a bit more movement. So like if we look at this here, you know, it's over on your left. But then here in a second, it's on your right. And I feel like that's just a nice little detail. Plus adds more stereo width. And in the drops, oh, you can hear the hi-hat being ducked, but I am doing a bit more rolls, like so, on the hi-hat, and, well, that's a composition thing, that's not a mixing mastering thing. Sorry about that, guys. On the percussion loop, I really don't know if I did anything other than just turn it down a lot, so it's really back in the mix. So that's pretty much the drum group. So there's that. Let's look at the bass group next. So there's quite a lot of bass material on this track, mainly because in the drops there are quite a few different bass sounds. They're all very similar though, and so they're all more or less the same sort of processing going on, if I'm not mistaken. Just double checking that real quick. Yeah, more or less. They're pretty much roughly the same, a lot of these basses. So like these four channels here are all more or less the same processing, just with a few slightly different tweaks. And they're all very similar sounds too. Like if I play the bass group here real quick. And you can hear it ducking, that's just the side chain. So again, they're all very sort of similar in their tone, and so that's why I'm using similar processing on all of them. One interesting thing with the bass group that I would like to point out is from where we finished off in the last couple streams. I really want to bring out some more of the high end in these basses because they're such deep sounds. There's not that much high in there to begin with, and to really help them come through in the mix a bit more, I wanted to bring out some more high end. And so what I did there, I think I had already OTT'd and saturated all these bass sounds. What I did was I added another OTT, and that really just helps bring out the high end, in my opinion. So if we look at this patch here, for example, if I turn this OTT off and just solo this versus on, you can hear how that high end is really crisped up with the OTT. Other than that, I did do a bit of EQ work on all of these, mostly just cutting out some mud and then bringing out the highs a bit more. Similar type of processing on all of these. And I also have, as I'm sure you saw, there are a couple mid-side EQs, one at the very beginning of the chain and one right at the end. And that's just ducking all the stereo low end that we really don't need. But that's the main processing for all 4 of these basses. Then for this bass here, you know, our sort of drop bass, the second drop main bass, it's basically the exact same thing, I think. You know, cut the stereo low end, OTT saturation, more OTT to bring out the brightness. On this one, we've got, you know, this sort of effects rack that really washes it out right at the beginning here. Makes it really thin and stuff. And then we just take that off when it comes in full. Cut the mud, bring out brightness. Basically the exact same mixing-wise process for the other bass sounds. For the sub, I really didn't do anything other than cut the stereo low end. And then for the 808, I did, on this one, I cut out a lot of the high end because if you recall from the last stream, the 808 sort of had this like clicky attack to it. So if let me unmute right here. So you can hear how clicky it is with that attack, but if I turn this EQ on, it's so much softer, and I think that really helps the sound. I'm also cutting out a bit of the high mids here. I don't remember exactly why that was. I think it's to make room for the melodic elements of the track. This is one thing. I mixed and mastered this like a week ago. I don't remember all this. But that's more or less the processing on the basses. One thing that I really do like to do that I'd like to point out here is I really like to make sure that the volume of my kick and of my sub bass are more or less the same amount, something I learned from Infect in one of his tutorials. So if we solo the kick snare group and the bass group, oh, I'm in the wrong spot entirely. Well, that's not a great viewer. I like to use Vision 4X for this. Let me pull that before the utility. I just need to move the utility to the end of the chain, honestly. So like you can see, we've got our sub right here, and that's hitting about -3 decibels. And our kick is also hitting about -3 decibels. And that's about how I want things to be. I want them to be roughly equivalent volume with this style of music, with like heavy dubstep, bass music type of stuff. One other thing worth mentioning, you know, I've got these different groups here in Ableton. They're mostly just for organization like drums, melodic. But on the bass group, there is actually some processing on here. And so what I'm doing is I've got a multi-band dynamics here just acting on the low end below 150 hertz. And what that's doing is, in case there's any slight discrepancies in the volume of the sub bass between the different basses, then this should even that out. I mean, maybe not totally, because I'm not using a very hard ratio on it, just 1 to 10. I'm not doing like 1 to infinite, so there might be some slight difference, but for the most part, it should all be closer together. So you can see, like, for example, at different points, like right now it's compressing about 1.5 decibels. That was about 2, and then like 3. So all different amounts just to give us a more consistent level of sub bass. And then I am doing just a little bit of clipping, and that's not doing a whole lot on the bass group, honestly. The bass it's acting most on is this one here, if I had to say anything. Just catching any stray peaks from any of these basses. And that's mostly just there just as like a, I guess, a precursor to mastering. Going ahead and squashing the bass group together so that it's already nice and, how should I put this? It's actually kind of harder to talk about this having not looked at this project for a while. But basically what I'm trying to do there is I'm trying to go ahead and clip the bass group before it goes into the master so that there are less peaks going into the master. Although, I mean, I'm just going to clip it to oblivion on the master anyway, but moving on. For the melodic group, we've only got like 3 elements here. We have this background arc that plays throughout the vast majority of the song. Something nice and light in the background. And then we have our lead here for the trappy sections. One thing that I did in particular with the lead is, as you can see, I have 2 layers on the lead here. One of these, I think it's this one, is very much more so just like a noisy stereo wide layer. Yeah, this is it. And that was just to give the lead a bit more stereo width, but it's just way in the back. So just barely adding a bit of that top end crunch and some stereo width to the lead. Other than that, I'm really just cutting the lows on the lead. It didn't really need much compression in my opinion. For this ARP here, just filtering it, reverb and delay, turn it down a lot so it's just way back in the mix and not really fighting with the other main elements of the track. On the effects bus, the effects we got. We got like 3 effects here that I would say really are making up like my producer tag. And then we've got a few some vocals, which really should have put those in the vocal group, but oh well. We've got some vocal elements and we got some sort of risers and cymbals. For this sort of producer tag bit here, we've got 3 samples. The first one is this little bit that I got from Makeway. He sent it to me live on the second stream. If you guys saw that, thanks Makeway. Then we've got, so that's just a little snippet of that sample I sent over. Just a little bit of, I guess, like glitchy sound. Then we have this sort of toy phone sound I got from a Cymatics sample pack. And you can see over here that I've got the glitch sound panned hard left and then the phone sound panned hard right. And so that gives it this sort of stereo movement. And then we have... So that's just VST speak, just cutting out a bit of harshness and then reverb and stuff. And that's dead center. And so all in all, with the 3 of those effects, you end up getting something like this. Which I think is pretty cool. That doesn't mean I'm going to put a producer tag on all my songs, but I might consider doing it more often. We also have this riser here, which all I'm doing on this one is just cutting lows again. Just a simple synth riser. If it sounds like it's getting more and more washed out, that's because of this washout rack that I have. Literally the entire track is running into this, except maybe like a couple elements. If anything, I don't know if anything isn't running into the washout rack. I think everything is, except for this maybe, and that's running through the washout rack too. It looks like. Actually, wait. No, the effects group is going to the master, except for this riser. That's going to the washout rack. But all the other effects are going to the master chain. So they're not getting side-chained. They're not getting washed out. Straight to the master. And that conveniently includes like all of the vocal samples. Which, for mixing and mastering on those, I think I really just cut the lows. There's a bit of low pass on a couple of these vocals just to push them back in the mix a bit. But for the most part, it really is just low end. Same thing with a lot of these effects. I really don't like to compress a lot of like risers and stuff, because then you're messing with the sort of like slope of the volume increase of the riser, I guess is the best way to put it. And I just don't see a need for that. So just cutting lows and turning the stuff down to move it back in the mix is generally the name of the game here. For this vocal, this hey, I am progressively, there is a bit here after the first drop where I do open it back up and let it come through, you know? Sorry, I feel like I'm just speaking gibberish half the time here. But there is a bit after the first drop where all the trappy elements are fading back in here. Now, I don't immediately bring that vocal in full force. I sort of slowly bring it in. Slowly open up those higher frequencies and let it really come through. But even with that, I still am filtering it pretty hard to begin with, to put it way back in the mix. And then we've got some compression here. This was added in the mixing mastering process because let me get a full blast one. You'll see it better. It's just ducting it a bit, because when I was doing the mastering, I realized that this vocal in particular was running into the clipper really hard and creating some nasty distortion. So that compressor's there to just sort of bring it down, keep it in check a bit, and distorts a bit less. But again, mostly just cutting the low end. The compressor is a nice bit though. What else is there to talk about? The master, I guess. That's pretty much mixing. I didn't really go too crazy on this song. There weren't a lot of really dynamic elements that needed a lot of compression. So compression isn't something that I used a whole ton here, except for on the basses, obviously, with the double OTTs. But for most of the pretty much everything else, I think I didn't really use compression except for only this vocal here. And that's just to keep it in check going into the master. So my mastering chain is generally pretty similar for most of the songs I do. It's going to be, you're going to have some combination of distortion, then a bit of stereo EQ, and then clipping, limiting of some sort. So in this case, when I say distortion, it's pretty much always this. So I've got M Wave Shaper here. And what I'm doing, and this is, as you can tell, this isn't a whole lot of a change from a straight line slope here. I'm just barely increasing this sort of silence to negative 18 decibels area just up a bit. It's at a negative 11%, and it's still at like 50% dry wet. But what that really does, let me just turn off the master chain actually, so that way I can really show you what it's doing. So the Wave Shaper in particular, so this is before the master. So what the Wave Shaper is really doing, if I A/B it, is, well, what the Wave Shaper is really doing, sorry, is it's helping to bring up some of the quieter details of the track. So on some masters, you might see people using multiband compression. I'm not saying don't use those. In fact, I'm actually considering using multiband compression on mastering. This is just one way that I've found that works to help bring your dynamics a bit closer together. And it's just that simple, tiny little bit of parallel distortion on the quieter parts of your track really helps make them bloom and bring them out. And because it's been parallel, you don't get a lot of crusty distortion out of it. So if I play this, versus with it on, it's a subtle effect, but you can hear how like almost all of the space in the track comes out a bit more, especially that ARP. Then we've got this EQ here. It's just a basic mid-side EQ. All I'm doing, I'm not doing anything to the mid signal. So the mono signal is still coming through just as it was. But I am cutting all the stereo low and below 120 hertz. And I'm slightly boosting the highs above like 6 kilohertz just to brighten up the sides a little bit. Which really does a lot, I think, to make the track like pop just a little bit more. And of course, you know, get rid of the stereo sub. Then the utility is just turning it up to 8 decibels into the clipper, which I could have done this in the clipper with this here, but I was trying something out. So what this is Crispy Clip Lite, free clipper. And what I'm doing here is, as you can see, I've got the curve set to 90%. So it's almost a hard clipper. It's just barely not. And the reason I opted to do that is because with the hard clipping, I felt like it brought out a little bit too much distortion. This way, it's almost there, but you get just a bit less of that distortion. I think it's just like the perfect spot. Oh, sorry guys, I forgot to turn this other utility on. Sorry for the jump scare. But you can see we're not exactly lightly clipping all the time. Like, we're generally hitting around 1 to be sure, but we're also peaking not at small values. Ultimately, with all of that in place, though, we end up coming out to like -6 LUFS in the drops or something. So that's about what I'm aiming for with this type of music, is -6 LUFS in the drops. Yeah, that's the mix and master. I feel like I explained that so badly, but that is how I mix and master this track. After I've got a track mixed and mastered, usually what ends up happening is I send it over to a friend of mine to get some artwork and a music visualizer video, and then it's just a matter of uploading that stuff, and we're good to go. So that's the breakdown of mixing and mastering. Now then, it's time to make some beats. Oh, my throat's sore. Okay, so as some of you may or may not know, I've got a good friend, Paxton Lockett, who he raps, and he and I put out a track here recently. Well, okay, let me rephrase. I produced the track for him. It's his track. That's out on streaming platforms. That was what was playing before the stream started. He has some other ideas that need beats, and so that's what I intend to work on today. How the heck do I make R&B? Oh no. Oh goodness. Hang on, I gotta figure out what R&B is real quick. I don't know if I can do this right now, but R&B, goodness, this may be a struggle. I don't usually make this genre. There we go, R&B melodies. That's what we need. That's what we need, fellas. Now, I'm not saying I'm gonna use one of these, but I want to get a general feel for the genre, you know? Oh, guys, that's the sauce right there. I might actually use that one. Oh. Okay, let's see here. What other stuff do I have? Vox. What type of drums are typically used in R&B? Oh goodness. I may actually have to R&B examples. Oh boy. 7 top examples in history. blues. Okay, lovely. That's R&B? Oh goodness. Okay. Well. I don't know, man. We're just gonna go at this, I guess. But definitely, like, lean into something softer with this. It's such a vibe. Excuse me again, guys. Domino's Pizza be hitting. We got here. Oh.
Oh, are you perfect? Perfect. Nobody else to know. Nobody else to know.
I might remove that quote.
Nobody else to know.
I still think we have a pretty solid idea here with all the different trick I learned from Mr. JJ. That did not work. It's probably because of the way I have this laid out. So I gotta try it one at a time. Bear with me, guys. And then 145. Okay, let's ignore the bass for now. That's like the core of the idea right there, I think. It's beautiful, man. I freaking love this. Just so awesome. Okay, I'm gonna focus on that for now, I think. Go ahead and drop the piano too. Let's get just a loop here and copy that over. Start cooking with this. Just adding a bit of crossfade at the end so we don't get clicking when we leave it. Okay. E major. We could work in that, or we could try. Okay. Let's get some bass going. I'm probably going to work with. See if I have some sort of like soft, bloomy 808. Might you? I might look at that one. So one nice thing about Ableton, I can say convert melody to new key track, and as long as Ableton doesn't crash, yeah, that sounds right. So D, C sharp, B is the movement of this top line here. and also of that pad. Sounds like might as well do a convert harmony on this one just to make sure. Well, I can't use that. You can try B C sharp D on the 808. We can try it first, and then if it works, cool. If it doesn't, we move on. Try something different. So, is it again? D C sharp B. I might pitch this up a bit then. D C sharp B. That is really interesting. Oh, that could go off. Also, let's see here. Oh, I've got something so good. Oh my goodness, the derpy melody. It's such a short 808 though. Could go with something like this. Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. Okay. Well, actually, okay, hang on. So we're in E major, so that would mean. So we're in C sharp minor then, if we're doing equivalent minor scale. What if we pitch this up 2 octaves? How does the loop sound if we do that? Complex Pro up 2, Complex Pro, Complex Pro up 2, Warp Complex Pro up 2, Warp. One nice thing about the forming controls in Complex Pro, you can really use it to sort of control the tone of the sound. Like if you pitch something down, if you don't want it to have that sort of like darker sound to it, you can just wait, hold on. If you pitch something down, the formants at 100 will make it sort of have the same tone as before. But if you want it to have a bit of a darker tone, you can just turn off the formants. So by turning off the formants, I can really brightness in these elements. I kind of like that. I kind of wanna try something, but I kind of can't with this guitar. If it's a single note, that would be the D sharp. Wait, no. Hang on. So if that's pitched up 2, that's the 6. No, that makes sense. Okay. Wait. Hang on. I'm so confused right now. So E, hang on. So that's where that was. E major. That's interesting. I feel like that, shouldn't this be here then? It doesn't, Yo, Artist Dive Collective? Okay, I gotta ask, who's managing the YouTube again? Who's watching me right now? Thanks for tuning in. This sounds wrong. I might put a tuner on this. CBA? Wait, hang on. On this? And like 10 cents sharp. CBA? CBA? Did I do something wrong? Because we were... Wait, hang on. Let me look at the MIDI again. D, C sharp, B. Push it up to, yeah. That's what I did with these. Okay, I'm gonna put a tuner on here too. Yeah, it didn't really work. F sharp, G. Well, there is an E then, which is really confusing. Being F sharp, G. Still really. I guess we roll with it, but I really don't know what key this is in then. So a soft kick. Ooh. I might have to beef it up a bit, but... Ooh, that's like perfect. Maybe. Let's see here. So we're doing bam, 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 bam. I think this could be cool. Hang on, how does this sound? Oh! Okay. Next thing. We need to redo the routing, so that needs to go to the washout rack. Washout rack. Sorry, not rack. Washout bus. But not the base. I still want that to go through the side chain. So then this way, I can set this up on kick snare. So we need to cut off a little bit of that. It looks like a couple, yeah. So something like this, perhaps. How's that sound? Still sounds good. Oh, how now? Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Because then when I pull this down to the trigger channel, it should be in the spot. Then we can go ahead and switch this back over to trigger. Next thing to check, I'd say, is our kick and bass setting. So kick is like -13, this is like -10, so we need to turn the 808 down about 3 decibels. Probably not that much actually, but -13, 12, -13. So that should be good. Let's see. So to anybody who just recently joined, I'm trying to cook up beats for a friend of mine. So let's see here. Oh, so loud. That is one thing. This beat is pretty quiet. Soft snare, perhaps? I mean, I'm biased, but like that. We're already right below the fundamental. But do we wanna? Yeah, it's got like a body down there, so. What if we do something like this? And then I copy this to the side chain. Full snare. That is true. Okay, I forgot about that. So we need a melody line. Okay, hang on a second. Morse code translator. For the record, this was requested. Okay, so I gotta figure out how to translate this into usable sonic material. Let's see here. I'm just gonna get some MIDI down. Just grab a piano labs real quick. Get that. Some soft piano up in here. Intimate grand. That's what I'm looking. Give it some intimate. Yeah. So that will work. So we're in F sharp major now. Should be. What if we do something like that? Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to work out how to use this in a meaningful way. That's what we need as far as. Hey, Makeway, what's up, man? I already did the breakdown of the mixing and mastering for the track I did the past two streams. Right now, I'm working on cooking up some beats for. You remember how I put that thing in the artist dive server about how Paxton was dropping a track? Working on some more beats for him. And this is gonna be so hard. Well, obviously, I think the first step is just to make this twice as slow. So that needs to be here then. No. Paxton. Yeah, this is gonna be hard. I'm just gonna get the rhythm down, I think. Wait, that's off. That's off. Crap. So yeah, that's the original. Okay, so it needs to be here. There we go. Okay. Why does that not sound terrible just sitting on the roof? I do. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay. What if I convert harmony instead on this? I feel like I'm maybe missing some notes here. Yeah, that makes more sense. C sharp B C sharp. Oh wait, no, C sharp B. C sharp B A? C sharp B A. What? Brother, huh? I'm confused. I'm very confused. Huh? Huh? Okay, what if I remove the pitch and do that? Delete that. Convert harmony. We have B, A, G, which would have been E, A, G. Huh. So, originally it was there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get it into territory. Yeah, it's complete. It's 6 semitone movement. Okay, well, I guess we can try it. Turn this off for now. Mute. Basically, that sounds why I should have. Maybe. Let's put the rest of the milk in the right place. Okay then, piano layer. Oh boy. So now we're hitting F, D sharp, C sharp. And hang on, what key are we even in anymore? So we're up 6 from E major. So we've gone from here, I have 6 to A sharp. Oh goodness. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna ignore what the bass is doing when it comes to writing this melody line here. Dun, dun. Oh! That sounds off. Ableton scale feature. Well, the thing is, I don't need to use the scale feature. It's just that I'm not sure that the scale is right. So we're in E major. Yeah, so that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We should be in A sharp major now. The 7th of the A sharp major is just a flat right below the 1. But that sounds so sour, and I'm so confused. Actually, hang on a second. Let me just convert this to a new MIDI track and see what we're again. F, D sharp, C sharp, which is what it should be. We've also got a C and a G sharp. I do. That's so weird. Oh, it's because there's a flat 7 in the chord. Oh. The A sharp just sounds terrible. So straight up. Oh, it's grid. Or there is a fixed grid. Why? Huh? Why? What? Huh? Why are you offset? That sounds okay, actually. So we're doing like the top notes. It would be G sharp again. We've also got a G. We've got 2 Gs. A sharp. So probably G then? Yeah, that sounds good. And then an F. Yeah, now I feel like it's just a matter of really messing around with this and making it a bit more melodically cohesive, I suppose. I don't know, just make it sound good. Well, what other notes were in that chord? I deleted it, didn't I? Of course I did. Yeah, thank you. Then F. So we had G sharp, we had C sharp, and then the root was F sharp. So if we went up to C sharp, maybe. It does sound a little. Yeah, that sounds better. Is that middle note? Oh, that's because I was going sharp. So it's a C. Here we have a C sharp and an F. Think about this. So C sharp. Okay. So include G sharp and C sharp too. And then we're going, what's the root? F. Oh, we're already on F. Okay, we need to do something with the sound. Cymatic samples free by any chance? Yes, they are. I think. Probably. Let's see here. Perfect. Oh, yeah. They're from, where is the pack? Where is that particular pack? The Titan Beta Pack. Yeah, I pulled it from this R&B folder in the Titan Beta Pack. It's free. Probably just wash this out like crazy. And do something like 6 seconds, maybe? Okay. Ping pong. I think probably also just turn this up a bit and let me grab the good old LA2A. Really brick this piano. See, it's already so much louder. And at that point, I think we can maybe some of that reverb. See how that sounds. Okay. Cymbals! Saw cymbals! No. I do want an open hat on this, I think. Or like some sort of, yeah, sort of held open hat right at the beginning, I think would be nice. But closed. There's that. Open hi-hat. Maybe like this. They do sound a hair bright, but I guess I can just transpose them. Yeah, they are way too loud and bright. They're very bright. Might just do something like this on both. yeah, really spacey type of beat. Might be worth trying some different keys. Sharp major. Four, or even, where's our bass hitting? We could go up another one, I guess. Actually, I'm kind of curious. How's this sound? Oh, yes. Okay. So grab all that down to 808, down to the soloing. Okay, that sounds pretty saucy. The cymbals are still really. Like soft little beat. I wonder if we can slow this down to see how this sounds. Oh! Maybe not quite that slow. Okay, we might have something here. We might have something. Now then, how, didn't leave me any other notes for this particular one. So, just like, should I do some more with the bass, or? It's really nice. Okay, we gotta get out of the loop. We gotta make this a beat, like an actual beat. So, obvious thing, grab the guitar. Okay. I'm always a sucker for like really washing out the intro. Actually, what if we put more reverb on this guitar? Like turn the guitar up a bit. Let me just give it like 5 dB again. If it's too much, I can turn it back down. Okay, reverb, verb. I don't really want, actually a little bit of delay, but not a lot. Just listen to the. That's kind of nice, actually. Like just a little bit more. And then, 3 seconds. The melody is super weird, but okay. Intro vibes. Ambience. What do we got? Some birds. Yeah. So, thanks, Makeway. Hopefully, Paxton likes it. I think it's a little weird. I'm gonna be straight up. We could let's see here. Definitely cut. It's a little loud. I'm gonna bring it. Probably low pass a bit too. Just really aggressively filter that. Auto filter the highs. On what specifically? I have an idea. 1950s vinyl. I love that stuff. Autofilter what? To automate this. Sucker. Actually, hang on. This is something I should get in the habit of doing, is just going ahead and putting a group on an effect that I put in my washout rack, and then using that to control the birds. I mean, I could, but the thing is, that's what I'm pretty much already doing with this EQ here. Pretty severely chopping the highs. Oh wait, I inverted it. There we go. I have a specific idea in mind. Dude, shutting me up for spamming. No, that's me, bro. I put a 15-second wait on the chat just because I don't want somebody to get in the chat and just absolutely nuke it, you know. So that's not YouTube. That was me. The kilohertz. There we go. Tape stop. 0 start time, and then we'll have to dial in the end time here. Not that. I want the play. I want something like this. Here we go. Whip beats. How could you? Hey, make way. I'm just saying, there's a reason it's only 15 seconds. Okay, I don't want to restrict people's freedom. But I do want to stop people from going psycho. It's such a sick melody loop. I don't know if you can hear through the mic, but there are sirens going right now. I hear a lot of sirens where I live. Yeah, okay. Type of deal. Something like this, maybe another octave. It's probably too much. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. What if I do D sharp instead? Well, what other notes are in this chord? I guess is the best way to do this. Remember, we got F, we got C sharp. I hear them all the time as well, SMH. Yeah, bro. That feels like such a perfect transition to go into that we live in a fallen world. You could die at any moment. Okay, I need to calm down. F. Let's try F. Work well. That doesn't sound quite right, actually. E, F sharp. Oh, that's because we're flat. My bad. That might work. Or we could try. We already tried B. There's also D sharp. Let's roll. Let's just run through again. Such a vibe. Like, oh. I think I'm gonna make the tape stop time longer. I feel like I still need to try a different note with that. Something that resolves more cleanly, I think, is the move. Yeah, that's a good length. The only issue with the melody is it's a little all over the place, and that could get in the way of a vocal. Hang on, I just totally missed that. It's a nice little soft, like, blitz, but, like... I guess I'll just leave it that way. Might be the... I mean, I don't have to make this perfect right now, either. Because this is... All of this is just a matter of coming up with a good idea, send it over to Paxton, and see what he has to say about it. Pull the whole thing together type of deal. This is really nice, though. I think for like verse sections, we can just duplicate this and just remove the piano melody. I think would probably be enough. Yeah, that's such a vibe. Okay, general layout here. We got our little intro blip, then we got chorus is what I'm thinking. Or we could drop it on a verse. I guess let's start off. That's something I guess I can talk with Paxton about. Got verse. Okay, hang on. The more I just lean into, like, I don't know, like, I guess that sort of stereotypical sound almost. Honestly, the beat is pretty much done. It's just a matter of coming up with like a rough structure to send over to Paxton. New genre unlocked sob story. You know, we could even just, here, hold on. Let me just, these I can yoink, and this I can yoink, and then sidechain reflect the yoinkage. Yoink. And then I'm thinking do is we can grab the tape stop from earlier and smack it right here. Copy. Loop this section. Paste time. There we go. Let's see how that is. Substep. Oh goodness. Make way. Why do you keep coming up with new genres that we have to try? Goodness. Yeah, this is really solid, actually. I love how when you take out the piano melody, that second lead layer, like that almost like vocally lead layer just comes through. It's so nice. Oh, I misplaced that. I'll shoot. That's right, we still need to tackle Dub House and Buzz Rumble. What the heck is Buzz Rumble? I don't remember that one. Maybe keep the 808 going, actually. Let me see here. I kind of also think that contrast would be good. Or we could even remove that. It's better if you don't know. Oh boy. Did I forget the tape stop? Oh yeah, I did, because automation is locked. So I gotta put that there myself. I could just lop some highs out of the piano and it should sit really well with vocals. let's just cut out the hi-hats. I want that open hi-hat hit there. What if I just do... And yeah, it needs transitions. But other than that, I think this is pretty solid. So, full beat. What do we got? Oh yeah, should bring that. R&B, but it's like in the chill vibey vein, and hopefully that's good enough. Beat, but honestly that's a good thing because that means that Paxton has plenty of room to do whatever he wants vocally over this. Music is art, it's whatever you want it to be. But this is client work, bro. Oh! Bro, okay, that's gas. That is freaking solid. Okay, let's make sure that we're not... We are 100% clipping whenever the snare hits. But other than the snare, it's all like in one spot. So you know what, I think it's fine if the snare is clipping a bit. This is not the mastered one exported anyway. So we're chilling. That's really nice. I like that a lot. Let's save this. Go ahead and export that. Such a vibey track. Okay, so Jackson did send me some more ideas other than just a beat like this. So I might try and see what I can do with some of those other ideas. There's also a sound he sent me. He recorded his toaster and sent it to me and said, "Hey, maybe we could use this in a song." So guess I'm gonna try that in a second. Yeah, that's the sauce. That's good. I like that one a lot. Okay. Thing is, he's gonna ask me what key it's in, and I'm gonna be like, I really have no idea, man. Okay, so ba, 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 ba. No, um, I'm trying something. Okay, um, the toaster. Oh boy. Um, so I've already got an idea for this beat in mind. I might try and incorporate this in some way if I can. I'm thinking like Ableton's scale feature. You know what? That's fair. Or I could always just put in a tune bad, I guess. Um, so hype brass type vibes. I'm thinking here, like the type of stuff like where everybody's losing their marbles. Brass loops. No, no. The thing is, I'm already making a song with this loop, but maybe we can do something unique with it. Let's see here. I don't want that. Warp Complex Pro 80, or I guess I should do 90. The toaster in the back. Oh man. Okay. Let me mute the toaster for a second. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so, okay. Convert melody. What note are we on? Maybe I should extend the loop a bit and convert to melody. Hope that it gives me that first note. The first note. Why won't you give me the first note? Well, I mean, the good news is that this is the same note as this. So we can, if we can get one of those, we're chilling. Tune bat's never 100% accurate. Yeah. Harmony. We got. So that's an F and a C sharp. I'm gonna roll with C sharp. So. Yeah, something like that. Dun, 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 dun. So if we're doing C sharp, let me think about this. Let me get a MIDI clip just so I can think about this mentally. So C sharp. Do, 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 do. So, okay. So we need probably the 5th and then the 7th. So G sharp and A sharp. So that's too far down. That's the 7th. This is the yeah, that's the 5th. 7th. So that would be the 6th. So 2 down for the 7th and 5. 1, 2, 5 down for the 5th. So duplicate that. All of these, do 2 instead. Okay, so we got something rolling there. Obviously, this needs to be processed a little bit. So let's go ahead and do some of that. Just gonna add the fade. What if we do something more aggressive? Yeah, probably. I don't know. That'll work. Oh. Okay, so now then, I don't want to distort it because it's already pretty crunchy. Try overdrive. It's a pretty loud sample. We could probably cut to like 150 hertz. Or even to 100. Yeah, there we go. And then make the delay really present. Pong that sucker. Yeah, so I think the move is do a bit of automation on this boy. Gotta get into the weeds. So what we can do is on the delay chain, we can add a utility and then use the mute function of the utility to control what goes into the delay. So I want that off here, but then I'd turn it on here, turn it back off. So that should keep that last phrase from entering the delay and really muddying it up. So if we... there we go. Yeah! Man, that's the sauce right there. Okay. I am gonna grab a mid-side EQ to cut some, because I can hear there is some stereo. That's a little better. Actually, it sounds like exactly the same. We gotta use the toaster. I don't know. I guess we don't have to use the toaster. I would like to try to use the toaster. Let's see here. I think we can maybe loop this little bit here. It's like an ambience. This is so dumb. But you know what? We're going for it. Alright, let's doctor the toaster sound. I mean, we can really just cut it to... You know what I think what we should do is have the original toaster versus this new... Here. Because then, with this toaster, we can just go really crazy. Let's doctor the toaster sound, said nobody ever. Make way, you gotta remember, like, first stream we were talking about, like, the Jello space dog or whatever. Okay, we need a hard 808 for this. I could try using, actually... I have an 808 patch named after my roommate. I could try it. It's probably too much. If we soften it just a little bit. Yeah, that's the best trick ever made. Up too high. Goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I am gonna turn that down a bit. Yeah, but I think we're looking for it's like that. I think different. Okay, let me add the drums. It'll make more sense than what I'm trying to do here. Kick. We need a punchy kick. Could use that one, I guess. Let's try it. We need that trappy snare. I mean, it's close enough. Does it have that low body, though? It's probably worth just cutting it anyway, just because the 808's going to be down there. Okay, then we make the bass follow the wait, not focus full. The bass is a little too dirty, I think. If we can bring down the noise, that would help. And then we gotta route everything. So this all needs to go to the washout bus. Washout bus. Washout bus. It's already. Then grab this. Sidechain. Did I not copy it? Control C. Oh, I put it on the wrong channel. Control V. There we go. Yoink the snare out. And then sidechain. Set it to kick snare so you can look at our kick waveform real quick. Definitely can tighten that up for sure. Is the it's because right. Well, we're gonna remove that in a second, and I'll come and clean. That's perfect. Then we can switch that over to the trigger. 808 is kind of a lot. I'm gonna be straightforward. Let's get the low end matched here. So we're hitting like -9, and that's -10? Oh, it's -7 at the beginning. So it could probably, it's like here-ish, and still like turn down the noise a bit. Down the high. Not that much. And then the pitch attack is just a little bit too much. That's better. .808 is still kind of a lot. Like, just need to EQ this sucker. Look at all those mids. Goodness. Easy solution is just distort it less. Are we hitting like -10? Kick is about -9. So we could turn the bass up maybe just a hair? What if I just turn the noise off? Am I filtering the noise? I suppose is another good question. Yeah, I am. I think this we can probably put some auto pan on it. And then definitely cut out some of the brightness. So let's see here. Okay, I think what we should do is we should... Second channel. Grab this. Boom. Reverb. First, the thing. 90% wet. 6-second. Okay, then we get another track, and we set this to sampling, record. Now then, we can go ahead and mute and collapse this track. We're going to reverse this audio here. Go ahead and turn on recording. Go back on external. No, it's going to be mad about that. Then probably turn this down a bit. Man, okay. What other trap drum kits? Ooh. It's gonna be fire once you get the perks in. And we gotta get that. Oh wait, not everything, just you. Definitely need to turn it down a little bit. Let me just loop this, honestly. Honestly, like, when it comes to perks, I like to just come in here and say 808 cowbell. I mean, that's literally all you need. You just need the cowbell, bro. Love the cowbell. And we can cut up to 500 hertz. What if Hey man, I'm gonna go have fun. See you next. Thanks for tuning in, Makeway. Have a good night, man. Goodness! Oh, that's thick. Feels like it needs another melodic layer. And probably also to turn this up a bit. But not anything crazy, just like 3. Just like almost like a vocal. We got for drill vocals. That might work. So it's in B minor. So if we pitch it up, 2. An auto pan. So for context, I already went ahead and broke down the mixing and mastering. In case you're just tuning in, for the track that I did the past 2 streams. And right now I'm working on making beats for, I could say a client, just a friend. That guy Paxton. Already made 1 beat, working on the 2nd now. This is, you guys, what you've heard. Oh, thank you. I'm a casual context enjoyer. I like this idea, but I feel like it's maybe missing something. But it also might just be like the perfect amount of stuff going on for when you add vocals. I don't know. Yeah. Also, this sample here is his frickin' toaster. I'm putting his frickin' toaster into a beat for him. Adding something higher could work though, like a whistle lead or something. You know what? We could try pitching this vocal up even more. To like ridiculous proportion. How does that sound now? Yeah, no, that's not the move. I'm also using the toaster as like this ambience here. Which like you barely hear it at all, but... Okay, higher element. Nothing too crazy though. Let's see here. Yeah, toaster does sound cool, bro. It's like, why does that work so well? And it's just like it's the perfect inspiration for the intro too. Like this just goes off. Like yeah. Man. Okay. I could try, let's see here. Analog one shots. Ooh, that could be nice. Okay, let's start with this. All right. Third, fifth, seventh. maybe not the right sound. Definitely want to reduce the attack on this. Oh, it's muted. You know what, we should mix up the bass and stuff here. So we got what are we doing? So it's 5 and then 7. So actually no, I shouldn't do that with the 808. This 100%. Five would be, that's the 7. So that's the 6 and that's the 5. This does not vibe. Maybe I'll give it a shot. We could maybe even do something a little crazy. It might be a little too crunchy. Man, okay. So I think the move is we can do that and then distort this a little bit. The delay was a great idea, man. Maybe a little too much crunch. That's bonkers, dude. That's insane. Oh my goodness. Goodness. This may be a little... I might try a different sound in this. Oh yeah, vinyl's so cracked. Man. Yeah, I need to move this, though. I'm actually low-key curious to see how this sounds. I think what we really need to do with this sound is really throw it to the sides and back and push it back in the mix and throw it to the sides a lot. I think that'll be good. And fortunately, I need to just make this a rack at this point because I use it so often. Let me grab a utility. Group that sucker. Racks. Another utility. Plugins. Kilohertz. I really just need to make this a rack because I use this so often. Left, right, right channel, left channel, no feedback, 100% mix. Make this like 30 milliseconds or something. That'll work. So it's super wide now. I'm just gonna save this as a rack. That this macro will continue to show generic values because of its mappings. I don't enjoy that. But oh well. There we go. I have it as a rack. So now, whenever I want it, and then push this back a bit. You know what we really need to do here? We have to have this little, like, falling down line leading to the drop. Just have to. Yeah. What if I pitch this down? No. The annoying thing about that is that it's sitting like right in the vocal box. So I'm gonna do a bit of EQing. Man. Wait. Ah! Oh man. You wanna know what's funny about that video, Beowulf? That was for a class project. We got full marks on that, our group did. Oh boy. Okay, so I do have to add the ending note, or otherwise it just sounds trash. Alright, I'm gonna hop off. Good luck keep making. Thanks, Beowulf. Thanks for popping in, man. Have a good night. Well, could move this to the washout rack. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah. Melody is still kind of weird, I think. It might be better if I drop this down the octave. Let's see here. Maybe I should try different sounds then. Or even bit crushing it more. Might be better to use a synth. I don't know. Plop a Vital on here. Let's see what we got. just control. Copy. I'm starting to realize why JJW does this. It's a darn good idea. I really am just not happy with the melody sound. I guess I can always just come back to that later. I mean, we got like 2 whole beats done. Or, well, not, I wouldn't say done, but like, they're in a very good spot. This one might need a change of melody. The other one I'm like super happy with. Both of them, you know, like obviously there's mixing, mastering, there's whatever Paxton wants to do. But otherwise, I think we have cooked. I think now is a pretty good spot to call. I think. So, that being said, thank you all for pulling
On the beat,
the stream.
homie.
Have a great one.
Okay. Bro, this is gonna be good.
If your identity's vague, Paul hit the stage right.
See ya.
Devil all talk, persecuted cause I claim the rock. Wonder why I'm in the word cause I got talk, I got show like shock. My last name Lockett. Switch up the flow, I stay locked in. Hammer it out like a locksmith. Remember it's God that I talk with. Cooler the day while we chopping. The world gave me limits, I was praying for looting. Hit the gym and now I'm brawling, flexing like you do. Call up the fam, not the gram, flesh a killer man. Exhale again and excel, but I'll make a dream. Spreading in this race.